All right, everyone. Wow. See, you guys have been in here for a while. Sorry I'm late. I'm here, sweet baby kitten. I didn't forget. I just needed to go drink some mushroom coffee. It's supposed to be good for my kidneys. So that's what I was doing. And I'm over here looking over here now, trying to figure out the best exhibits to go over. Yeah, I think I'm more detailed than Ben because I think Ben just likes to cover all kinds of stories, and I specifically like to cover this story. Go over here and greet everyone. Hello, Allison and Buff. Buff's getting drunk. She might be drunk by now. That was a few minutes ago. And Sue, how's it going? And sweet baby kitten. Call me what? Smelly? Why? Why am I smelly? I'm not smelly. Well, I mean, I think I smell good. Look at all the soap products I bought. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna put Exhibit 3 up in just a minute. Let me see what else. Remember that I have to yeah, I can't just navigate the way I could on my other browser. I have to stop sharing the screen and then manually go in every time I want to get a different letter. So that's a bit of a hassle, but that's why what I'm doing right now, I'm on my desktop and I'm going through the files so that way I'll know which one to pull up. I will start momentarily. I'll give people a little more time to come in. Yeah, sorry I'm late. I originally had it scheduled for 1, and I just needed to take a quick nap, so I delayed it by an hour. Because I was hoping if I take a nap, I'll have more energy. Yeah, because I've been on the early bird sleeping schedule. Yeah, I woke up at like 3:30 this morning. It's 2:15 now. Now, if I had done this like 30 minutes to an hour or so after I woke up, I'd have a ton more energy. Unfortunately, that clashes with most of your schedules. That's the good thing about just doing videos. I just do videos when I had the energy to do them and then upload. But the live streams, I want to do the live streams when you guys are available. So that we can all give each other feedback. Okay. No, not being lazy. just don't have as much energy as I wish. And if I was young and doing that, then yeah, then I'd be lazy. But my energy is just zapped compared to what it used to be. Well, because I'm older now, but also dealing with the kidney stuff. I really need to try to get it checked out and see a specialist. They want to put me on metformin for my diabetes, but I didn't take it because side effect. Some people have the side effect of it damaging their kidney, and I can't deal with that. So just been trying to eat better. How young do you think I am? Yeah, UNF, but yeah, I don't know when he's going to get a chance to talk and find out. Well, yeah, we talked about that last night. That it basically just means that the previous date of the trial's vacated. So basically, the case is in limbo, but it's not ruled out. So I from what I think, if I'm not mistaken, Fiona and her attorney are going to basically Netflix is trying to, it's almost like they're negotiating terms right now. And once they get those ironed out, then the trial will proceed. So Netflix has already been able to knock off, I'd say, about a third to a quarter of the charges. Before we were looking at it was 170 million. Now it's 120 million because Netflix has knocked some things off of it. But it does look like there is going to be a lawsuit still, which probably will be a trial, but we don't know when. I don't think they know when yet. So it seems like it's going to drag out for a while, according to what I'm understanding. And that would explain why no one made a video announcing that the case had been thrown out. Because that's what I was shocked, because I had been told the case is no more. The case has been discarded. And I'm like, well, why didn't anyone announce it? I would have thought it would have been in the news. Hey, Simon. Yeah. Yeah, Ben will go on there and he'll read, he'll just cover one of my videos, and he'll have 300 people watching. And I'm like, the most I've ever had on my channel while I'm doing it live is 65. So he's got like 3 to 4 times the the viewers reading over my content on his channel. And I'm like, where are you guys at on my live streams? Yeah. There was someone who just dropped a comment on my channel, and they said that they're being stalked by somebody. I dropped them a comment and told them they should come by here and tell us some more details, because I'm interested in hearing that story. So they obviously seem like they're okay with telling it, because they went into a little bit of details in my comment section. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get the first letter. This one is hilarious. Hang on. I think it's this one. Yeah. Oh my, wait until you wait, how far do we get yesterday? I don't want to skip. Where did we leave off yesterday? Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely more consistent with his live streams. But if I can get my health in check, then I'll try to be more consistent too. But that's just the thing is I get times where I have no energy. Like my energy is just zapped. Uh yeah, I'm not into that stuff. When I was younger, but not anymore. I don't It's just that I think that stuff is so fake. I I for a good part of my teenage years, I was a member at a Pentecostal church. And so if you know anything about that, they're always like, oh, they're gonna be casting out demons and this and that. Let me tell you, I've never seen a demon in my life. I do believe in the spiritual. I am a Christian. I do believe in the spiritual. I just don't think it's the same way a lot of people like to advertise or kind of believe. I've had friends who are like, oh yeah, I've seen ghosts and I've seen this and I've seen that. I've never seen anything in my entire life. So, and then whenever everybody reports the cases, if you dig deep, it's fake. Weren't allowed to believe in ghosts. Um, well, I don't know about that, but I just don't pay attention. That's another thing. It's just something to distract your mind from more important things. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not arrogant enough to say I know 100% fact. There's no such thing as ghosts, but I'm going to say I've never seen one. I just don't pay any attention to that. And I think that a lot of people, I think some people feel like if they start believe, it's almost like you can trick your mind into believing stuff. Uh-uh. You grew up in a haunted house. I don't know. I've heard Shanny for Christ. Wasn't she linked to G-Man? The guy used to go and argue with the drunken peasants, like, I don't know, like 7, 8, 10 years ago or so. I think it's back in 2015, 2016. I remember G-Man used to be on the drunken peasants live streams, and he was connected to Shanny for Christ. But yeah, so there's just so many scammers within the Christian religion, and it's really gives Christianity a bad name. That's why separate myself. You've never seen one, but it locked you in the wardrobe. I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that that's impossible, but I'm just saying that there could be a logical explanation, because a lot of times there are things that just happen and there's no other explanation other than sometimes things just happen. But then there'll be people to try to get real deep into it and say a ghost or a demon or something or other. I'm like, did you see a ghost or a demon? Or did you hear one? Uh-oh, everyone in here has lived in a haunted house. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can't say for sure. When I was younger, I did. I used to heavily believe it, even though I'd never experienced it. But I just, because I heard other people talk about it, so I was like, yeah, I believe it. And I'm just looking now, and it's people just love to sensationalize things just to try to make something more interesting. They get fixated and they become fascinated with certain things. And your mind is powerful. Like if you focus in on something hard enough, your mind can just like start tricking you into believing things that aren't even real. And I think that's what happens a lot of the time. I can't say every time. I'm not saying Simon's a liar. Maybe Simon is 100% correct. I don't know. Hmm. I don't know. You could have just had a prowler. You may just had someone living in your attic and you didn't know it. And neither did the previous owners. I have to believe as I saw what it did and I heard it. What did it do? Yeah, you can. You believe that. Yeah, you do. And that's what a lot of Christians do. They look for something in everything. They look too hard. That's exactly what I'm getting at. Your mind can start tricking you thinking that God's doing this or God's doing that when nature just organically, played its course. I was around so many super Christians. I was one of those as well. And now that I just stepped back from all that, yeah, I believe a lot differently than I used to believe when I was at the Pentecostal church. Hmm. Okay. Right. That's absolutely correct. They have no power. I do believe that there are demons, but it's not like the way these like churches talking about casting out demons all the time are talking about. Nobody can change your mind about what. Is your house haunted too? Yeah, I can't tell you, Simon. I've never been in your house, so I can't tell you what you witnessed at your house. Same with uh I'm laughing at that photo, those big ears. Same with SBK here. I can't tell them what they've seen either. But mm, you said it saved your son's life. How so? Okay. Yeah, his house was haunted by Fiona sitting out at the bus stop outside his house. Well, I guess it's both now. Docs gave him 3 days. Your son had 3 days to live? Well, the one thing it seems you guys have in common, you live in the UK. So I'm not going over there. Everybody in the UK thinks their house is haunted. So what the heck is going on over there? Yes, UK. Come to your house anytime. I've never been to the UK. I've never been out of the US except except when I was on a cruise, and that's really not far, just the Bahamas, just barely outside of it. But that's the only time. Yep, never been to Europe. Gloomy skies, right? That's what I hear about England, is that the skies are always gloomy. You need to visit. Oh my goodness. Do a collab with Ben and see all the locations. I don't think Ben really cares about the Fiona Harvey story that much. I think he was just covering it for his YouTube channel. But like, I care about this story because I've had a similar experience as Richard Gadd. So that's why I can relate to this. So as you notice, I'm the only one that's still talking about this Fiona Harvey story. Like everyone else has just moved on to other stories. And it looks like Ben's channel's doing way better since he moved on from the Fiona Harvey story. So I probably need to move on to another story as well. I just don't. I know a good bit about this story. I can relate to this story. So I have insight about Fiona Harvey things and people like Fiona Harvey. But I can't just like go on YouTube and find any story to start talking about 'Cause I don't really have much insight about him. I don't know much. Now that's about three inches of snow. But yeah, I mean, where am I? I'm in Florida. I've never we've never had snow. So a couple times it has snowed lightly. In 2017, it snowed lightly, but we've never had a white ground. We were covered in snow. Yeah, I mean, Ben was in it, but it wasn't like personal to him. It was just like another story. I'm saying this is like personal to me. Yeah, exactly. Talk about what you know. You know, yeah, I delve pretty deep into the videos I make. A lot of it is regurgitated, but usually when it's regurgitated, it's because I'm bringing up some new point. So I'm rehashing an old point to give perspective to the new point. What'd you say? 6 feet? Oh, wow. Yeah, you can have that. About that woman. Forget her name now. What woman? Yep. Yeah, that's what I did with my original series. The original exposed videos I did in 2019 was covering this scamming fake Christian YouTuber, Vigilant Christian. And I made 45 videos over like 2.5 years. Uh, um, some actors. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mind him covering my stuff. That was fine. Yeah, and it probably did bring more people over. So it's a win-win for both of us. You know, he gets a pretty easy video for himself because he just, plays my video and then, adds his commentary. And so that's a win for him. And then his audience is even bigger than mine. So then some of them come over to my channel. So that's a win for me. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yep. Some people loved it, some people hated it. Oh, right, right. Blake Lively. Yeah, I did want to cover that, and I might do that because there is something there. Um, yeah, I don't like it when people lie and falsely accuse people. So that is something that, yeah, it's a story I could get into. Oh, okay. Hey, Kaz, I appreciate that. Yeah. The thing is, I need to do some more research and find out some more details. And I just got busy with other things. So, she's turning into Amber Turd. What happened to Amber Heard? She was never like a great actress, but she was a decent actress and she was up and coming. And then she just really ruined her whole career when she went at Johnny Depp the way that she did. That was so dumb. Yeah, had she, you know, not started falsely accusing him and just stayed married to him, maybe she would have improved as an actress and turned into a star. So you have potential there. It just got lost. I should make a Discord. All right, maybe I will. I don't know how to. I went on Discord once. I had a real problem navigating around there. It was very difficult on my desktop computer. Are you talking about Amber or Blake? Who's a better actress, Blake Lively or Amber Heard? Take their lawsuits out of it. But talent-wise, Blake Lively or Amber Heard, who's a better actress? Okay, I really need to get to this letter because you guys are going to crack up. This is so funny. But I need to remember we got into talking about ghosts. Did you get your friend? Did you talk to your friend yet? You're a better actress? Are you good at acting? What's up with all these cat? Is that your cat? You have a Siamese? We've got a Siamese cat here, and we've got a bat dog here. It looks like a bat rabbit dog. Is that your dog, SBK? I'm joking. I can tell that's stock footage. No, it's fine. I'm not in a rush. I enjoy the fellowship. So that's why I like doing live streams. Sphinx. Is it a Siamese Sphinx? Is that what it's called? A fox. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. One ferret would be too much for me. Those things are insane. See, I don't think your house was haunted, Sue. I think it was the ferrets. um, okay. Okay. I need to get back. I need to get back to this letter, but I need to know first. I need to know where I left off yesterday because I need to make sure I get everything filled in before we get to this. Because this is where did I leave off? I'm going to be quiet. Tell me in the comment section, where did I leave off yesterday? Okay. I just found where I left off. I left off at the very end of her chronological order. Okay. All right. So this is where. Hang on. Yeah, I finished the end of that. I'm going to go over the end real quick to lead us up to this next letter. The next letter is hilarious. Something Fiona writes to Laura. Okay. Quick recap. Where we left off was Thursday, October 30th, 1997. And I telephoned Peter McCann to apologize for what had happened and to reassure him that there was no truth in the allegations being made from Fiona. Peter reiterated to me concerns about Ross's safety given what had been said to him by Fiona, and also said that if she turned up at his office, she would be shown the door immediately. I mentioned to him that Fiona had described Peter's associate, Terry Ruddy, as a close personal friend of hers, and Peter told me that when he mentioned this friendship to Terry, he had blanched and said that he hardly knew her. Yeah, I remember last night I was asking what the heck blanched means. Then in the lunchtime mail, I received a letter October 29th from Fiona, which is highly defamatory of myself and the firm. The contents are nonsense. She claims once again that Levy and McRae are acting on her behalf. By the way, when Laura talked to the one of the guys, McRae or Levy, they told her that they were not representing Fiona and they wanted nothing to do with her. So she claims once again that Levy and McRae are acting on her behalf and says in it that she is sending copies of this letter to Donald Dewar and Norman Godman, MP. It should be pointed out at this stage that Fiona told us that she was a delegate to Donald Dewar's constituency, and she regularly reported in the few weeks she was with us that she had been on the telephone to Donald the previous evening and had given him advice on certain matters. That's where I left off, because I remember I was joking, saying, yeah, I'm sure that the MP was calling up Fiona trying to get legal advice. Okay. Here we go. I think that's what we just looked at. Let me double check on my file. Yeah, I've got these files downloaded to my desktop, so I'm looking at them on my desktop, but I can't show it on the display. That way I will know which files to pull up from here. Otherwise, I'm just going to be having to constantly close out the share screen and restart it. Okay. Okay, let me pull it back up. There is one thing I need to go over. All right, there we go. Oh man, nope, that's the wrong one. Wait, where is it? Okay, this is the declaration. Sorry, it's the wrong one. Oh, it didn't show up anyways, did it? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me restart this. So I'm going to go to stop screen share. All right, now I'm going to go back to share. I think this is right. Okay. No, that's not right. I really wish I could navigate the tabs, because if I could do that, I could go back and forth, no problem. Okay. I don't know which one of these is the one I'm supposed to click on. Here we go. I'm a genius. All right, here we go. Okay, this is what I read yesterday. All of this, the order of the events. So we went over that. Now, before I get to the next exhibit, here is a letter that Laura wrote to the Law Society, to Bruce Ritchie. I am sorry to trouble you once more on this matter, but I have enclosed a copy of a See, I'm used to saying chronological. So that word is throwing me for a loop. It means the same thing. Copy of a chronological of events so far. Okay, it's bothered me. How do I pronounce that word? Yeah. Yeah, that is not a common word here. How do you pronounce that? Chronology. Okay. Chronology. Okay. All right. I get so sidetracked when I'm reading and then I'm not sure how to pronounce a word. I'll spend 10 minutes looking it up and then studying the word, learning it. And then I try to go back to what I'm reading and I totally lost my train of thought. All right. But I have enclosed a copy of a chronology of events so far. As you can see, both myself, Ross, my associate, my fiance, Jimmy, have been the subjects of threats by Fiona Meir, and she has apparently sent a copy of a defamatory letter about myself and my firm to Donald Dewar and Norman Goodman, MP. I had hoped that all of this would die down without me requiring to take any action, but I am most concerned about the situation. I appreciate the Law Society has no real locus over Fiona, but I wanted to bring matters to your attention and to ask you for your advice. As I am seriously worried about the threats that have been made, I have taken the precaution of issuing all the staff with panic alarms in case they are approached. Clearly, Miss Muir thinks she can write and say anything she likes about me and the firm on the basis that as she has no assets, I would not be likely to sue her for defamation. And see, Laura's exactly right. Fiona just thinks she can get away with anything. That's why you should be able to prosecute criminal charges, because this is just crazy. Her behavior has been so bizarre that I doubt an interdict would make any difference if she decided that she was going to carry out any of her threats. As a solicitor, I have a duty to the profession and a deed to the public to ensure that unsuitable people are not admitted as solicitors. And although I would not wish to deprive a young person of their career, I have to say that is my opinion that she is not fit to be a solicitor. And I would go as far as to say, I believe this girl is mentally ill. I would appreciate your advice, and perhaps you would be good enough to give me a call when you have had a chance to look over the papers. Ellen L. Lawrence, yours sincerely. All right. Chronology. I will keep that in mind next time. Okay, he has a response. Let me find that. Yep, me too. I butcher words as well. Charles, welcome to the live stream. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Let me find this letter. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I've got the response to Laura Wray. Let me pull that up. Man, I really hate this thing. Gotta stop it again. It's really freaking annoying. And I have to close out the previous document, which I wanted to leave the other documents up so that I can navigate accordingly, so I can go back and forth. But now I have to close out the document to pull up the new one every time. Okay. Okay, here we go. There we are. Okay. So that was October 30th, I think. And this is, as you can see, November 6th. And Bruce Ritchie writes back, thank you for your letter of 31st October in the enclosed chronology. I have discussed the matter with Liz Campbell, who is secretary to the Legal Education Department, to whom Fiona has also written. I note the views you have expressed. I am disappointed that after taking so long to find a traineeship, Fiona has managed to lose not just one, but 2 such places in a very short period of time. I don't get it. Like I was saying yesterday, Laura was handing her everything. And now it appears there's someone else who is trying to help her as well. But she just sabotages everything. The account of her behavior, which you have given, certainly justifies the expression bizarre and not the kind of behavior that one would expect from somebody who had just commenced work as a trainee. I think that Fiona does have difficulty in accepting that hers is not the only way of doing things. And while I certainly have not had personal experience of that, it does seem from what I have heard that Fiona is not cut out for the legal profession. Bruce A. Ritchie. November 6, 1997. All right. Now, are you guys ready? This is the funny. This one is hilarious. Let me pull it up. Going to, here we go. This one is hilarious. All right. Make sure it's going through right. I wish I could scroll this while I can read your comments at the same time. I had to keep going back and forth. Okay, here we go. This is November 19th. So this is a couple weeks after Bruce Ritchie responded to Laura. That would have been about almost a month since Fiona was fired. She was fired on the, she started on the 13th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and then she was let go the 30th. I think it was the Monday, if I remember correctly. Okay. This is I'm writing to ask for information to help the adjudication officer assess whether the person named below, okay, some of this margins are cut off, below blank received job seekers allowance. This will enable the provisions of the Job Seekers Act to be properly administered and help safeguard the National Insurance Fund. Blank the Job Seekers Act, anyone who leaves a job voluntarily or loses a job through misconduct can lose job seekers allowance for up to 26 weeks. Would you please check the details below and change any that differ from your records? Answer the questions at part 2 over the page by completing the relevant boxes. Your reply may be shown to the person or anyone acting on their behalf. The added, why am I having such a tongue twister with this word? This is not that hard. Adjudication. That's right, right? Adjudication. Adjudicate. Let me go to comments. That's correct. Adjudication, right? Well, I'm assuming that's right. The adjudication officer may write to you again if further information is needed. Please reply within 1 week. Thank you for your cooperation. Mr. J. Marshall, Part 1, Job Seekers Details. Name, FM Meir, Miss. Here we go. This is what Laura Wray filled out. Check here, right here. Dismissed for misconduct. Now look what the reason. Please give details. Rudeness, difficult behavior with staff and myself, sabotaging our business by referring potential clients to other firms of solicitors, and acting in a completely unprofessional manner. Since dismissal, myself and other members of staff have had to put up with threats, is that several? That's me not being able to read the handwriting. I think that's several. And several abuse from Miss Meir, and we have had to inform the Law Society and the police. Other than that, she was a great employee. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So that's what Laura wrote when they sought her out, why Fiona was let go. So here we go, February of 98, about 3 months later. This is what Fiona writes to Laura. Are you guys ready? What do you, I'm in the comments now. What do you guys think Fiona's going to say to Laura here? Here we go. This is a comedy show right here. I just need a laugh track. Dear Laura, I wrote to you today longhand and I left the phone number. Tracy, your receptionist, and she, notice that Fiona's writing this. She's so professional here. She doesn't sound like she does on all of her Facebook rants with all the typos and everything. Everything is perfect. So she can be professional when she wants to be. I wrote to you today longhand and I left the phone number, Tracy. Well, I stand corrected. She forgot to say with Tracy. I left the phone number, Tracy, your receptionist. Thanks for clarifying. I'm sure Laura doesn't know who her receptionist is. And she appeared to press a button on the phone, so I am not sure if she got the number. I enclosed this typewritten fax purely because it would be more legible for you. Regarding Law Society and Job Center reference. Firstly, congratulations on your pregnancy. Oh, that's going to make Laura forgive everything, right? That's going to put you in Laura's good graces. I can't stand the way people just try to be politically correct and try to be polite. Why would you say you don't like Laura and she doesn't like you? So why are you being so phony? You know you don't give a damn about her pregnancy. Firstly, congratulations on your pregnancy. This should bring you some consolation in what are, according to the media, difficult family times. Yes, she's having difficult family times because of you. So let's spell this out. This should bring you some consolation in what are, according to the media, difficult family times from what since I've done to you, since I've been harassing you and making threats to you and your family. Hey, well, since you've been stressed out, since I've been threatening you and stalking you, well, this pregnancy should offer you some comfort. So congratulations on the pregnancy. A reference to Annie's Land Job Center regarding my dismissal came to my attention on Monday, February 9th. That letter, Laura submitted that letter November 19th of 97. You just got it on the 9th of February, 1998. So it took her 3 months. Now it sounds like Fiona may not be in agreement with what Laura wrote. I wonder why. The document you had completed for the job center was dated 21st of November 97. This, I gather, is standard procedure for the job center. I knew from day one that the traineeship with yourself was not going to work out. By day 2 or 3, I wanted to leave. Did she seem like she wanted to leave when Laura and someone else had to strong arm her and march her out the door? What did Laura testify to saying whenever Laura told her this isn't going to work out? Fiona said, I'm not leaving. Here we go. Here she says, but by day 2 or 3, I wanted to leave. Well, Fiona, you got booted on day 11. So if you wanted to leave on day 2 or 3, why were you still there? I do not agree with your comments in this letter to the I do not agree with your comments in this letter to the job center. How can you disagree with that? It's not like it was an opinion. I have consulted a top firm of employment lawyers who agree that the reference is vitriolic in the extreme. The extreme. So let's say that Laura embellished a little bit, which she didn't. But hypothetically, let's say that she did embellish just a tad. Would that have meant that this was extreme? So according to Fiona, this is extreme. Also, keep in mind, this is Fiona while she's being professional. So if this was on a Facebook rant, you can only imagine how nasty this would get. Because this is the same person. This is just a professional letter opposed to a social media post. I appreciate these are difficult times for you. Yeah, I wonder why there weren't difficult times before you came along. I appreciate these are difficult times for you, and I simply wish to forget my time at L&L Lawrence. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come to comments real quick. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. This is just so funny. Hey, Andrea, you came at just the right time. Exactly. No, her colleagues wouldn't be scared of her. That was just an extreme exaggeration by Laura. Fiona doesn't agree with any of that. No, Fiona didn't do anything. You guys are just a bunch of haters. Yeah, I could tell day 2 and 3, I wanted to leave. The staff is very, very rude to me. Piers, that's not true. And she said that she had to sack you because you couldn't behave yourself. Oh, no, Piers, that's not true. Her staff is very, very rude to me. I think I want to make a video and go over this letter and compare it to this interview with Piers. People seem to enjoy those videos, and I enjoy making them. So, yep. All right. Let's go back. I can only take so much at a time. I got to take a break. I can only act in small spurts here. I appreciate. Should I do the voice? I appreciate these are difficult times for you. And I simply wish to forget my time at L&L Lawrence. Life is progressing. Life is progressing well for me. What'd you move on to? What greener pastures did you move on to, Fiona? Yeah, she's doing so well. Life is progressing well for me. I'm starting a jobbing barman at the Hallions named Richard Gabb now, and we're in a very serious relationship. We're in love and we're gonna get married. Man, if only Wray is just so bitter and jealous of Fiona. That's the only reason she did that. She saw the ceiling for Fiona's career, and she knew she could never amount to that. So she just hating on her and trying to sabotage her. Oh, man. Life is progressing well for me. I do not wish to harbor grudges. I also believe that at the moment you could do without a legal wrangle with myself on top of the ongoing litigation that you have contend with. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, in case you couldn't understand me, I appreciate these are difficult times for you, and I simply wish to forget my time at L&L Lawrence. Life is progressing well for me, and I do not wish to harbor grudges. I also believe that at the moment, you can do without a legal wrangle with myself. Yeah, Laura is quaking in her boots. She does not want to go head to head in a trial with Fiona. I also believe that at the moment you can do without a legal wrangle with myself on top of the ongoing litigation that you have to contend with. Law Society waiver. This will possibly be required if I do not commence another traineeship in the very near future. So she lost the traineeship to Laura, and then with the who is it, McCray and Levy? And what you want to go and destroy another law firm? She just wants to make the rounds and try to destroy every law firm in Scotland. I think there is a 50-50 chance the Law Society would request a reference from yourself. If a reference were to be written again like that of February 21st, 97, then I would have no option but to take legal measures. We're seeing played out exactly what she did with Netflix. So we see that the same threats that she made to Netflix. They can make a Baby Reindeer prequel. They could produce this because if you go through this entire thing, it is very similar to the story of Baby Reindeer. Fiona is just the gift that keeps on giving. There could probably be like a whole franchise of movies, and each movie could just be a different victim that she's no, it could be a weekly TV show. Each week is a different victim that she stalked. George Galloway, Laura Ray, Jimmy Ray, Richard Gadd. Who's the other one? There was someone else. Heather Burns, and God knows who else. Neil Sears and Keir Starmer. Yeah, George Galloway. Yeah, I made a video on that. Oh, the guy from the from Laura's firm that she followed home. And I have the letters in this declaration of the professor who wrote a letter and apologized for not taking action sooner. Fiona was stalking other students on campus as well. Okay, so here we go. If a reference were to be written again like that of 21/11/97, then I would have no option but to take legal measures. You are entitled to your opinion of me as long as it's not defamatory. When was it defamatory? Laura's response was professional. It didn't drag her through the mud. It didn't talk about her on a personal level. She simply gave her opinion from her professional experience. You are entitled to your opinion of me as long as it's not defamatory, but needless to say, myself and a great many other people believe that the opinions expressed in this document are defamatory. Who? We're still waiting on one person to back Fiona Harvey up. Who are your friends other than the puppets, the puppet attorneys? Her imaginary friends. Yeah, who? I want to see who this person is. I do not wish to resort to legal action with someone whom in the first instance I regarded as a friend and a Labor Party colleague. Hang on. Is she talking about Laura? She regarded Laura as a friend? Laura was her employer. What's she even talking about? I have always been of the opinion that L&L Lawrence undertake legal work for worthy causes. My reference to legal action against yourself is not a threat, lest you should construe it as such. It is a measure that any reasonable person would take. Something just fell on my. Maybe it's a ghost. Something just dropped. Oh, it was a Post-it. My room is haunted. Okay. Where was I? It is a measure that any reasonable person would take faced with such a document. I shall certainly not take legal action if I can obtain a written guarantee from yourself that nothing as vitriol. I butchered that word. Vitriol. Oh my goodness. I know that word. I have a speech impediment. So I can't pronounce words I'm not familiar with a lot of times. I said it fine a minute ago. That's why I like making videos better, because when I stumble over my words, I just edit it. Vitriolic. Why am I not able to say this word? Vitriolic. That's not right. How am I? Sound it out for me. Break it down to syllables. Hang on. Vitriolic. I don't know why I'm stumbling on this word when I pronounced it fine like 2 minutes before. Oh well. You say you can't say it either. Vitriolic. 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 Yeah, I have a whole list of words like I can't put it in there. An animate object. Because I was having a problem pronouncing that. I have a problem pronouncing a lot of words. Oh well. My channel's small. So at least I'm only embarrassing myself in front of 20 people instead of like 20,000 people. Like hyperbole. Yeah, hyperbole is a word that I get tripped up as well, but I never said hyperbole. I actually need to turn a fan on. It's getting hot. Hang on. Vitriolic. Vitriolic. I got it now. Hyperbole. Yep. Yeah. Can you still hear me okay with the fan on? Or is that too loud? It's starting to get cold now. That cooled it off quick. All right. See you later, SBK. Okay, that's good. You couldn't even hear the fan. Okay, good deal. All right. All right, here we go. I shall certainly not take legal action if I can obtain a written guarantee from yourself that nothing as vitriolic as this will be written about me in the future to a third party. Do y'all think Laura Wray is going to shrink back and be afraid, be intimidated? Should I not receive such a guarantee from you within, say, 10 days from today, I shall have no option but to take legal action. Needless to say, I am contemplating employment elsewhere, and presently she's moving on to bigger and better things, and presently have a number of political and other commitments, and I avoid the subject of Ellen L. Lawrence in interviews. People are obviously interested in the press coverage, but I am not, and I make no comment to them on matters concerning your firm. I wish you all the best with the baby. Best wishes. P.S. This letter has not been signed by myself merely because I am not sitting at the fax machine. If you wish to fax me, that is also acceptable as opposed to putting pen to paper. All right. Thoughts? That's what she was doing whenever they were reading. The person at this job center called her up and was saying, well, this is what the your former employer said about you. Rudeness, difficult behavior with staff, sabotaging business and referring potential clients to other firms, and acting solicitors and acting in a completely unprofessional manner. Okay. Now, oh, here's the handwritten letter. Yeah, really good handwriting. That's really legible. Okay, if your hand, you need to go back to elementary school if you can't write clear. I understand handwriting is typically sloppy, especially cursive. But you slow it down and make it somewhat presentable. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to write, just show an example of handwriting. First, I'll do cursive. Okay. It is sloppy, but can you at least read it? This is the reason I know it is because I've already read the the manuscript. This looks like Frosty. It's firstly, but it looks like Frosty. Congratulations on your pregnancy. This should bring you some. I would not know that word if I had not previously read it on the manuscript. Okay. What do you think Laura Ray said on her reply? Should I read it? All right. She said she had to sack you days later because you could not control your no behave. Could not behave yourself. Her staff were really, really rude to me. And that's nonsense. Okay. Y'all ready for Laura's response? Dear Miss Muir, I refer to your letter 11th February 1998. I am obliged by law to reply to the job center, and I have to say that what I said in my reply to them was mild in comparison to what I might have said regarding your difficult and bizarre behavior during the brief period you were with my firm. I am not impressed by the implied threats in your letter about legal action, and may I say it is a measure of my good nature that I have not so far taken any legal action against yourself regarding your harassment of me, other members of the firm, and our clients. I have been made aware in the last few days that you have contacted several ex-employees of the firm and that you also contacted a union client of ours to complain about us. The only consolation I have is that it has been obvious to all those to whom you have spoken that you are what can only be described as a very troubled young woman, and no one has taken you seriously. I had hoped that after you received a warning from the police about your conduct, that this would have been sufficient to discourage you from further acts of harassment. But I must advise you that if you are going to persist, then I shall take legal action against you. I am not prepared to give you any undertakings about the content of a reference, and I will not be blackmailed by you into agreeing the wording of such a reference in advance in return for you not taking some form of legal action against me, which does not appear to have any basis in law. I hope this is the last occasion on which I hear from you. Yours faithfully, Ellen L. Lawrence. Yeah, I think that Laura put her in her place. Hey there, Suze. Look at this, another animal on the icon. Okay, let's see. That was the third exhibit. Well, thanks for watching. I'm going to try to make a couple more videos in the next week. I'll probably do a couple more live streams and go over all these exhibits and probably start making some videos. Okay, let me go over. Hang on, let me find the next. Give me just a minute. Oof. Okay, here we go. I'll go to the next one. I'll just start going through them in order. All right, there we go. Okay, this is the next exhibit, exhibit 4. Yeah, it's a lot easier for it now. No one's been a bigger fan of the internet than Fiona. Really amplified her stalking. It helped her take her stalking to the next level. Uh-oh. Oh man, Anna. You know, it seemed like you had turned a corner, but you're right back, backsliding into your dirty, rotten, filthy sin. Tonight, I want you to do 50 Hail Garys. All right. Are we ready for the next exhibit? Exhibit 4. Here we go. Now, this sounds mental. Memo for David Wilson. David, I'll tell you this, buddy boy. There is no way Donald Dewar will be at the wedding of Laura Walker in the wife-beating MP, whether Jimmy goes to court or withdraws the action there. Is going to be a huge amount of publicity over this case, not only generated by Catherine and myself and journalists we know, but by MPs in the Labor Party who know Jimmy to be a wife-beating little moron. David, a lot of people grew up in the Gorbals and they do not end up beating and intimidating women. While you are at it, tell that little toe rag he had better be careful with what he says to people in the Labor Party about me. I at least do have a reputation to defend, and by Christ, I will. P.S. Kind regards to your vacious little wife, Fiona Harvey. Yeah, this is the same stuff dated March 6, 1999. So we can see she's demonstrating the exact same behavior on those Facebook posts. And remember, when I first started putting those Facebook posts up, people were questioning the legitimacy, if those were real or fake accounts. I could tell those are real accounts. Who else is going to dedicate themselves to typing out that many posts and sound so authentic, so true to her? And now we're seeing the way she was back then, decades ago. And it's the exact same way that the Facebook posts are phrased. Without a doubt, that's her. All right. I'm going to close that. I'm going to go to, let me see, Exhibit 5. Let's see what this is. Okay, it's another letter from her. Hang on. Okay, here we go. This was 22/9/99. So this is what, about 6 months later than the previous letter. Dear David, I write to advise that I do not want this nutcase staring at me in the street. She passed me in Douglas Street and repeatedly stared. By the way, this is Fiona talking about Laura, by the way. Because if you just read the text, you probably would have thought that was Laura talking about Fiona. No, this is Fiona projecting, talking about Laura. Let me start over. Dear David, regarding Laura Walker, I write to advise that I do not want this nutcase staring at me in the street. She passed me in Douglas Street yesterday and repeatedly stared. I know she is galactically stupid and she has similarly harassed Catherine Wray, but Catherine Wray is Jimmy Ray's former wife, the one that Fiona is saying Jimmy beat, which I don't know anything about that. But I can tell you right here and now, I shall not be tolerating this. I would also advise I do not wish herself or her husband to make nuisance of themselves around me or any of my circle at the Labor Party conference this year. So Fiona's going to attend the Labor Party conference, and she wants to make sure Jimmy and Laura Wray don't harass her. Okay. It is, of course, very likely that the wife battering MP will be reselected, since many in his constituency regard him as a little short of a gangster. I hope this is noted. Yours sincerely, Fiona Harvey. Okay, so we see, you guys are going to be surprised, but this letter was written about 7-8 months after her threat to sue Laura if Laura did not give her a favorable recommendation to the job center and to the law society, in which for some reason Laura totally disagreed to. And for some reason, Fiona took mercy and decided not to proceed with the lawsuit. She could have taken Laura for everything. She could have taken her house, all of her assets. Yep. Okay, that was 5. There. All right. I hate that it knocks. For me to put a document on screen, I just click this share screen option. It comes up. But now for me to navigate to a different document, it forces me to stop the screen share and then I have to start it over every time, which is just a major pain when you're trying to go through a lot of different documents. Whereas when I used to use this on the Firefox browser, it would just stay up the whole time and let me navigate however I wanted. Okay, let's try Exhibit 6. Yeah, see, you can't even see that because it opens up to another. Oh, here we go. Let me go ahead and stop, present. This is the Sun article. What do you guys think about this? Who's that? Mike Tyson? So, who thinks Jake Paul? How do you guys think Jake Paul would have done against this Mike Tyson? Okay. That makes sense. I'll have to see. Yeah, maybe I can figure that out. Okay, here we go. This is kind of hard. Kind of hard to see. Can I zoom in? There we go. There we go. Look at that. Now you guys can really read along. So I guess this was her. Let's get that date. January 30th, 2000. Okay, so this is what Fiona looked like in 2000. Give or take. Yeah, she still doesn't look so slim. How old she? Okay, she would have been what, 35? She was born in 65. So she would have been 35 at this time. She looks like a grandmother right here, doesn't she? She looks old. She looks like Aunt B on Andy Griffith show. Does that look like a 35-year-old woman? I mean, 35 is young. She looks old. She looks almost as old as she does now. Look at that. Does that hair? She's always criticizing people for their fashion. Look at her shitty fashion. Look at that hair. For a 35-year-old, that is a haircut of a woman when she's retired, a grandmother. Am I right? That's not like, I mean, maybe like in the 80s, some younger women may have had hair like that. Yeah, I mean, she looks old. Does she look 35? She looks like Harry Potter. Like Weird Al Yankovic. Yeah. And the reason I'm pointing this out is because she's always bragging about how attractive she was when she was younger. She's like, "Oh yeah, I used to be slim, but COVID hit in 2020 and I got isolated and I couldn't exercise." Yeah, I mean, I'm not over here, trying to insult her appearance or body shame or anything. I'm only being this critical because she is so critical and she's always bragging about how attractive she is, or especially how attractive she used to be in her youth. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read this, but let me take a quick restroom break. So chat among yourselves and I will be right back. We'll get into this. I'm just kidding. I was on mute. I wasn't saying anything. Oh, I just realized something. This article was printed in 2000. This photo is probably, who knows how old it was. So she's probably actually younger than 35 in this photo. But does she not look old? Yep, that is true. Absolutely. Yeah, that could be true too. Okay. If you look underneath, it says Fiona Muir at her home. Look, it's kind of hard for me to see here. Look underneath. Fiona Muir at her home yesterday. Okay, so she would have been about 35. Okay. Yeah, you're probably right. She probably did get her photo snapped pretty quick. Yeah. Yep, that's true too. I say Mir. That's what I thought. I don't know. There's probably multiple correct ways to pronounce it, anyways. But I don't know. Anyways, let me get into. I just got to take a break sometimes after I read for a while. I don't know why. When I'm on live streams and I'm reading, it's if you ever do a live stream, for some reason, it's just very draining. I'm not sure why. It's very tiring. Whereas if I wasn't doing this live stream and I was just sitting here reading to myself, it wouldn't be nearly as tiring. Newer. Hmm. All right. Let's, sounds like when you were talking about when George Costanza was saying manure's not that bad. It's just ma and newer combined. Do we have any Seinfeld fans in here? Do they like Seinfeld in the UK? We had it but never watched. What do you mean you what's that mean? You had it but never watched. Mighty Mouse. Okay, I'm calling Mighty Mouse out because I am so sick of Mighty Mouse's idolatry of Piers Morgan. They're a huge fan and they're constantly bragging about their love for Piers Morgan. It's just sickening to me. No, that's my sarcasm because I think Mighty Mouse is pretty critical of Piers Morgan. Well, hold on, hold on. No, 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 no. Seinfeld is not similar to Friends. Where are you from, Simon? You're not from the U.S. Please don't tell me that people in the UK think that Seinfeld and Friends are similar. Very different. They came out around the same time. Their shows in the 90s. With Seinfeld started in 89 and Friends also ended in the early 2000s. So they overlapped. Yeah, Seinfeld's nothing like Friends. Frasier. Yeah, I'm not a big Frasier fan, but I can understand why some people like it. Yeah, okay, well, you can say that in terms of the ages, but they're not the same. Have you watched Seinfeld, Simon? Because they're way different. Seinfeld is so Friends is annoying to me. Allison, you haven't watched Seinfeld? Okay, well, you are in for a treat. You need to turn it on. The first two seasons were very awkward because they were finding their footing. Don't it doesn't matter what order you start. You can start in the middle seasons and you're fine. But start with season 4 and enjoy. You can thank me later. It is absolutely genius. Cheers. I don't know. I never really liked Cheers that much. It's okay. I don't have a problem with it. I think it had good characters. I guess just the writing just wasn't that funny to me. But Ted Danson's really good. Ted Danson is on Larry David's Curb Your Enthusiasm show. Curb Your Enthusiasm is just like Seinfeld uncensored. But same writer. I don't really like Friends, but they weren't unemployed. They had jobs. Um, Married with Children. I mean, Married with Children's okay, but it's just very over the top. Just over the top and silly. Yeah, Superstore sucks. I wouldn't even what I haven't watched it, but it looks like garbage on the previews. It looks like it's just trying to poke fun. Or, I'm sorry, copy The Office. It's supposed to be like The Office at a Walmart or something. You can just tell by the previews of Superstore that there's a check box. Okay, every nation or every continent or whatever has to have a character from every space in the country, and then they have to be cliche stereotypes. They're caricatures. They're not like genuine characters. Yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm. If you like Seinfeld, you'll probably like that. If you don't mind the constant cursing. There's a lot of profanity on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Jerry Seinfeld's funny. If you watch his stand up, he's funny too. But yeah, Larry David is the two of them together. It's like Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. They were just perfect together. That's Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld. They were perfect together. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, you need to watch The Office. Um, you haven't seen the US version or the UK, the original. The UK version is good, but the US version is one of the rare times that a remake was even better. At least the first 3 seasons. After that, it started declining. And then by like season 7, it got downright terrible. Seasons 4 through 6 were pretty good, but seasons 1 through 3, some of the very best television of all time in the history of entertainment. The Office, the first 3 seasons, I think there are a total of 54 episodes. If you watch starting at episode 1 and go all the way to episode 54, just brilliant. Yeah, some British comedy is good. Over in the UK, do they like American comedy? My mom used to love Faulty Towers and Mr. Bean. She would always watch Faulty Towers. John Cleese. I was a kid. I used to be annoyed when she put it on because I didn't think it was funny at all when I was a kid. But as I got older, I thought it was funnier. And she used to watch Are You Being Served? I think was the name of it. Yeah, Faulty Towers, Are You Being Served, and Mr. Bean. The Mr. Bean I thought was funny. Oh, my favorite series of all time. I separate drama and comedy because it's two different. You can't compare those. Seinfeld is my favorite series, my favorite comedy series all time. But my favorite like drama series all time is Luther. BBC, Luther, Idris Elba. The first 2 seasons of Luther is just immaculate writing. So many people from the UK over here. Have you watched Luther? I'm assuming you guys have. Idris Elba won awards for his performance. Luther is just phenomenal. Yeah. Yeah, that the ending of season 2, that was just some of the best writing I've ever seen, in my opinion. I mean, that show is gritty. I mean, they've got some insane killers that he's hunting every week. And on that episode, the set of twin brothers who went around committing murders, they just go around committing random murders amongst London. And then it turns out what they were doing, they were in this like league. And the more gruesome the murder, the more points they got. So what they would do is they would go out and murder people and try to make it as gruesome as possible to get more points. Like they were competing amongst each other. And then so Luther is trying to track down the killers and stop them. It is just, I love that finale. It was just so well done. And it played right into all the things that happened throughout season 1 and season 2 as well with Luther. No, I couldn't get into it either. I hated it. You know why? Because on the very opening, they're playing modern music. Isn't it set back in like the 1920s, 1900s, 1920s? And they're playing like modern music over it. And I'm like, I'm not going to watch a show that doesn't appreciate the time period. That's really dumb. Yeah, I know it's Cillian Murphy. I know he's good, but I can't take it serious. If you're not going to take the time period serious, why am I going to sit here and watch? If you want me to believe you're really in that time period, I don't know. And it just didn't seem like it was all that interesting to me. Okay, I think I've heard of that. All right. Let me go ahead and get on this letter. I can talk about movies and TV all day. I thought about doing a movie review channel, but the reason I kind of decided against it is because I don't want to have to watch all these crappy movies that come out. I mean, I guess I would do it if I was able to bring in some money, to earn some money doing reviews. That would be good, but that would be really bad if I was making reviews and then wasn't even able to earn some income. Dude, I want to try to enjoy the content that I'm doing. River. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see if it's on the streaming site. Oh. Okay. Is it 6 episodes? I'm looking at it now. One season. United Kingdom. Yeah, this is it. Stellan Skarsgård. Okay, does the show end at the end of 6 episodes, or is it on a cliffhanger? Are they going to do more? I think I'm getting allergies. Sometimes I get itchy eyes and stuff from all the cat hair. Okay, so if I watch 6 episodes, that's the end. Okay. So is it kind of like Luther? I got it saved over here. Actually, I'm probably not going to watch anytime soon, because if I do that, I'll get distracted from doing what I can get really into movies or TV series. I'll make a note of it, though. Okay. I'm going to actually go over to IMDb. I'm going to bookmark it. Come on, man. Okay, here we go. All right. Yeah, they're really milking Dexter right now. I love the first season of Dexter is brilliant. But Dexter started getting worse and worse. It had a lot of highs and lows, though, because some seasons were still really good and other seasons were not very good. Hey, Kim, what do you have? I love your icon. Has so much character. Kim loves the snow, so she just got us snow. Maybe she's a Game of Thrones fan and she loves Jon Snow, so that's why she has snow on her icon. Looking forward to catch up tomorrow. Yeah, I may be on tomorrow. Hello. Here to judge. Welcome to the greatest live stream on YouTube. There is not a better streamer. Look at this. We've got 20 people here. There's not a live stream on the internet bigger than this one. Yeah, it's actually good for me to balance it out though, because as I go over these, it gets really tiring. I don't know why, but when I'm doing these live streams and I'm reading stuff, let's see. What did he say when you said that? I like that show as well. I thought it was really well done. But yeah, he definitely doesn't act like the Lucifer of the Bible though. Yeah, I actually wouldn't have a problem with Idris Elba doing James Bond. Oh, that's what your boss said? Yep. Tell him, don't worry. This Lucifer is not like the Lucifer of the Bible. Yeah, totally fictional. Yeah, because Lucifer on the show is always trying to help people. Yeah. The Lucifer of the Bible is always trying to manipulate people into doing bad things. Lucifer on the television series, he never tried to manipulate people to do anything bad. What he did was he went after criminals and tried to manipulate them into stop doing bad, which is the opposite of Lucifer of the Bible. But I think Tom Ellis is excellent. He was really good. I could see him giving James Bond a stab too. Oh my goodness. Alice Cooper. Did you know Alice Cooper is actually a Christian? A lot of people don't know that. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that serious. All right. Well, let me go ahead and try to get into this article. All right. All right. So this was 2000. Loving wife Laura Wray with her MP husband Jimmy, who has also been a target of threats from Fiona Meir, MP's wife stalker, from page one. Uh-oh. It looks like something got cut off. Let me see. Free mobile phones, 60 hours. Okay, here we go. Here's page 1. Here's the start. An MP's wife is living in fear of a female stalker who also harassed First Minister Donald Dewar. Lawyer Laura Wray, married to MP Jimmy, says she suffered threats and intimidating phone calls after Fiona Meir, 34, was sacked as a trainee solicitor by Mrs. Wray's firm. Mrs. Wray is considering reporting the incidents to the police after Meir recently tried to phone her again. And she has spoken to Mr. Dewar, who was harassed at his constituency surgeries by Meir. Okay, what do they mean, surgeries? I had never heard surgeries unless it's a surgeon performing surgeries. I'm assuming that's a term in the UK. What does that mean? I agree, Mighty Mouse. The problem is I won't get any views and I won't bring in any money. If I was just doing YouTube as a hobby, I would. Because when I was doing YouTube as a hobby, I didn't care about having to get enough views to earn enough money. So now I have to try to follow topics that I can earn some income. Yeah, because I have not been able to find a job. So this is it. Yeah, if I do eventually, if I am able to find another job, I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue doing YouTube also. If I can make enough money on YouTube, then I can just, I'll be fine. Last year, I was able to make enough money off the Fiona Harvey videos. But now that people aren't watching like they used to, I either need to find something else to make money on YouTube for, or absolutely have to try to find a job, which is really challenging because I can't stand on my feet for an extended period of time. You guys see me here when I'm sitting here in a chair and I'm getting tired. That's why I kind of space out at times and I have to pause and take a breather because I'm getting lightheaded. If I actually had someone else on a live stream and they were talking, then it would not be nearly as tiring because I could just sit and listen for a couple minutes. Then I could talk a couple minutes and we can go back and forth. But when I'm here by myself, I need to find a partner to work with. It's where MPs meet their constituents. Why is that called a surgery? The surgery is supposed to be when a surgeon is performing surgery on someone. Okay, that is dumb. Why do you have two? Why do you have two different meanings to the same word? No, I have diabetes. And they tried to put me on metformin, but I didn't take it because I saw the side effects can affect your kidney. And I said, I would rather take my chances at reversing the symptoms of diabetes than effing up my kidney. Because there's no going back with that unless you get a transplant. And I highly doubt I would be able to get a transplant. Now, Ben and I do different stuff. Yeah, I have taken a special interest in this story because I've had an experience similar to Richard Gadd. So as soon as I started watching Baby Reindeer, the first episode, I freaked out because I'm like, that's just what was happening to me. And I finished it in like a day, and then I started making videos about it. And then I started getting views and earning some money from it. Hold on, you're gonna get banned for that comment. Corny jokes will get you banned. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I just think Ben just is just trying to talk about stories that are trending to earn money, which is fine. But I like really try to dive deep into a story I'm passionate about. But I do need to find another topic to juggle with this one that can bring in some money. And that Blake Lively may be a good one. But the thing about it is, like, for example, Megyn Kelly, for example, is covering the Blake Lively trial. She's doing an excellent job. Like, she's really offering a lot of interesting insight. Anytime my videos have gained traction, it's because I have a unique insight. I'm saying things that other people are not saying. And if I just regurgitate, like, for example, when Will Smith hit Chris Rock, I made a video about that, but I didn't really say anything different than what everyone else was saying. And it only got like 1,000 views. So I didn't add anything to the conversation really. So I have to have a unique perspective that contributes to the conversation. Yep, that's pretty much how I am. Uh-oh, you hate Megyn Kelly? Why do you hate Megyn Kelly? Follow your story? What story is that? Yeah, I definitely put more time into it. But yeah, Ben's making more money than I am, though. Unfortunately, quantity is very important on YouTube. Uh-oh, right wing lying nutcase. Are you left wing? Are you a left wing nutcase? Yeah, I need to familiarize myself with the story more. I think I can have some type of a unique perspective. I've always thought Blake Lively was annoying because she's not. I don't know. She's just not appealing to me. Um, I don't. She's kind of just generic, like a dollar store actress. I don't know. And that movie Savages did not help. Oh my! I went to the theater and watched that. Oh my! That was a shit movie. Have you seen Savages? That was so bad. I don't even know how I stayed. I have walked out of a lot of movies. I stayed for Savages because I kept hoping it was going to get better. That was Blake Lively, um, Aaron Taylor Johnson, the other guy from Friday Night Lights. They were trying to force down our throats to become a big time actor, and he failed. I can't remember his name. It's coming to me. What's that guy's name? You know what? I'll look it up. Give me 2 seconds. Movie Savages. Have you seen Savages? Do you know what I'm talking about? Taylor Kish. He sucks. Like, they're trying to make him a big star. John Travolta, Benicio del Toro, Selma Hayek. It had a really good cast, but that movie was garbage. It was just horribly written and directed. Uh-oh. Is that on your YouTube channel? Yeah, I don't know why I don't like her either. So apparently she's upset. She's in this new movie. Oh, by the way, I think it's called It Ends With Us. Shortly after this story came out with the lawsuit, I tried to watch it. The movie is so bad. I can't watch it, but apparently her problem, she's supposed to be like madly in love with this character in the movie, and she's citing sexual harassment because he was touching her during their romantic scenes. Does that even make sense? So they were doing a dance scene. So he was pulling her close together. He's like putting his hands around the small of her back and like pulling her close. And they're supposed to be like this. And then they were kind of deliberating, should we kiss or not? And he's like, you know what, let's not kiss. Because the audience is expecting us to kiss, so let's not kiss. And they had other scenes where they did kiss. So I don't understand her problem. I'm like, if you don't want to kiss your co-star, it's fine. Then don't take the role, because there's someone else who's starving for an opportunity, and they'll be glad to take it, and they're not going to sue based off sexual harassment. That is so dumb. Yeah, it feels like it to me. Absolutely. I couldn't even hardly finish the trailer. It looked so bad. And I can't even tell if it's supposed to be a drama or a thriller. Nah, if you've got an interesting story or video, you can promote it. I don't mind. If it's something like related, yeah, I do that in other live streams. I'll tell people about videos I've made. Yeah, because if you're in a live stream with people who are interested in the genre that you make content, then yeah, I'll share it with people. Now if someone came here and they had a bunch of crap content, then yeah, I'd probably shut that down. Wow. Isn't the age of consent 16 in the UK? It's 18 in the US. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, I am going to take another quick restroom break, and then I'm going to come back and read this. All right. Okay, 16 in the UK. See, if somebody did that in the US, the man would be deemed scum if he hooked up with a 16 or 17-year-old. 18, this magic number, it's perfectly okay. UK, 16, 17 legal. I hate how there are all these variations in laws, especially in the US when you have 50 states and every state has different laws. Now, the age of consent is 18 in all 50 states. But there's other laws that differ from state to state. And it's really annoying. Wait. What? Wait, are you joking? Is that a joke? 12? Now, I know, centuries ago that, when a girl is physically able, that they would marry young, like, 13, 14, and start with families so that they would get, their babies produced by the time, she's like age 30, she had like 6 to 8 kids. But obviously that that practice is dated. That's crazy. 12? That is a child. I even look at 18-year-old girls and think some of them, yeah, you still look like a child. Yeah, but the thing is, women, they put on makeup so they will look older, so they can trick you. But I mean, yeah, you definitely need to do your homework and make sure they're not lying. Okay, so it's not 12 anymore. They got raised to 18. Yeah, but even 18-year-old girls look so young. But if they put makeup on, then a lot of time they can look like they're like in their mid 20s or something. Yeah, makeup really alters your face and your appearance. I thought it was 18 in every state. Unfortunately, you may be right though. But I just know in my state it's 18 and that's all I hear. 18, 18, 18. And then whenever you hear about like celebrities and stuff, you always hear them saying, "Oh, everyone's waiting until she turns 18." I'm like, okay, she's not that much different at 17 or 18. She's still a child at 18 too. It's just, well, legally, what? Most 12-year-olds look 18. What? They put a lot of makeup on? That's what I'm saying. Makeup can really alter your appearance. It can really make you look older. Hmm. I'm in Florida, which is why I was freaking out when it snowed. I'm in the Sunshine State. I'm not in Wisconsin. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's foul. They should make exceptions to stuff like that because his life's going to be ruined forever. They really should make it exceptions. It's one thing if you do something like that to a teenager, but if they deceive you and they've got like makeup on and they look older, and like you said, it was a club where you assumed everyone was 22 or older, then he didn't even think about asking for her ID. Yeah. That's just reckless. That's just dumb. That's how you catch STDs. All right. Well, I guess I should try to finish this. I'm not even sure how we got on this. This has turned more into a social event than um, than a stream about Laura Ray's declaration. But I mean, that's fine. I just hope other people don't come on here and start complaining. Oh, wow. Congratulations. Silver wedding is at 25 years? Is that correct? Yeah, I hate this February, how there's different dates, different years. So dumb. I just like for things to be orderly. I like things to be structured. Okay, 25 years. Long time. Have you talked to has he watched Baby Reindeer? Your husband? I'm assuming he has if he's living with you. Oh, okay. No? How did he avoid that? Why won't he watch? Because, well, guess what? You can skip episode 4. I actually did. I didn't watch episode 4. So there. You can tell him that. DIL? What's DIL? Oh no. Jen is over here now. What the heck are you doing? Where what kind of work do you do? I don't know why you're slacking off and trying to work instead of taking off work so you can watch the live stream. You need to get your priorities in order. Oh, daughter-in-law. Okay. Um, Daughter-in-law is the same as Fiona. What do you mean? She's mentally ill? Oh, wow. Who in here has seen the very first video I made where I talked about borderline personality disorder? Because I believe that's what Fiona has, amongst other things. I'm writing a court case tonight. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you got a lawsuit you're telling me about. What? She screams and shouts in pubs? Wow. Let me ask, do you guys want me to read this or do you just want to keep chatting? Because I don't want to frustrate people who want me to read this. Because I just keep reading the comments and interacting with you guys. Okay, I'll read for a few minutes. Okay, well, I started. Let me pick up where I left off. Okay. Yeah, because I stopped when I got to the word surgeries. I need to stop getting sidetracked. If I mess up a word, so be it. I'm moving on. I'm not going to stop and try to sound it out or whatever. And as she has spoken to Mr. Dewar, who was harassed at his constituency surgeries by Mir, who made an unsuccessful bid to win nomination for a seat in the Scottish Parliament. Wow, I'm surprised Fiona didn't win. That must be rigged. A Labor insider said yesterday this woman was causing Donald Dewar lots of problems. Even now, the color drains from his face at the mention of her name. But yet, this is the person who wants to sue Netflix because they've defamed her character. Even now, the color drains. I said that. She would turn up at his surgery shouting and swearing at him in front of lots of people and calling everybody names. This is why I'm saying she has no lawsuit against Netflix. There's nothing to defame. This is her reputation. Mir was sacked from a trainee post at Mrs. Wray's firm, McPhail Lawrence Partnership, in 1997. Since she was dismissed, she has contacted Mrs. Wray's office with a series of threatening phone calls and even turned up at her house on one occasion. Mrs. Wray, wife of Glasgow Ballaston MP Jimmy Wray, and the mother of an 18-month-old son, was so worried by Mir's behavior, she issued her staff with panic alarms. She is now considering making an official complaint to police after Mir renewed her campaign last week. It's also understood that Mir has developed a friendship with Mr. Wray's ex-wife, Catherine, with whom he fought a bitter divorce battle. Mir, 34, has threatened to turn up at the Court of Session in Edinburgh next week as the MP launches a $1.5 million defamation action against the newspaper which carried his ex-wife's claims of domestic abuse. Fiona was taken on as an employee of Lord Wray's Glasgow law firm in 1997, but the trainee solicitor who obtained her law degree from Aberdeen University was dismissed within days. Mrs. Wray said, "We were only one of a string of solicitors who gave her a job and found her incapable of behaving. She was only at the firm a week. She kept writing letters saying she was desperate to come and join me, but I subsequently found out she's done the same thing with other female solicitors. She sent me a congratulations card when I got engaged and sent me letters in such familiar terms that I thought I must know her from somewhere." Within days of Mir joining the firm, she was behaving oddly, said Mrs. Wray. No, remember, Fiona told Laura on that letter that she wanted to leave the firm after 2 or 3 days. She added, "She phoned up clients making remarks about me which were fairly threatening. After we terminated her employment, she had to be escorted from the building and sat outside screaming for about half an hour. But after Mir contacted Mrs. Wray's office again last week, she became increasingly worried. She phoned the office this week, and obviously I'm a bit more concerned because I have a small child. My husband is concerned as well. She would leave us messages on our answer phone saying, 'I'm going to get you.' I think she's a dangerous girl." Mrs. Wray consulted Dewar when discovered he had been a target of Mir's attentions. She said Mir claimed to be a special advisor to Donald Dewar. But in reality, she was a constituent of his he couldn't get rid of. Mrs. Wray added, "I consider I am being stalked by her." A spokesman for the Law Society said Fiona Mir has been in regular contact with the society for some years and has been trying to get taken on as a proper trainee solicitor for many years. She was taken on as a prospective trainee by 3 firms, but I'm certain a training contract was never signed. When confronted with the allegations, Fiona Mir said, "I will be contacting my solicitor." Look out. She denied she was a stalker and claimed she had only contacted Mrs. Wray's office to complain about her treatment. Mir insisted she had resigned from the firm and not been dismissed. And there we go, Lynn McPherson. That would be Lynn McPherson that Fiona has mentioned a few times on the Facebook posts. All right. That is going to be really crazy if she wins anything. I'm just taking a breather because I get tired after I read like that for a couple minutes. Yep. Is that what are you referring to the case you're dealing with right now? Yeah, I have Exhibit 69 now. I was able to download it. I haven't looked at it yet because I was just going to go. I like to go over things one step at a time. So I am just going to deal with the Wray exhibits right now, and then I'll look into that. But I'm going to try to live stream frequently. So I'll get to it. Assuming that I'm physically feeling okay. This whole case so far has been in a Ninth Circuit court, hasn't it? Yeah, what does that mean exactly? Well, Martha was pretty intense. Like she hit Richard with a glass, shattered a glass over his head. Fiona has said she hasn't done anything like that. And we haven't heard from Lord Wray or any other testimonies that Fiona actually has committed an act of violence. Have we? Is there anything I'm forgetting about? Fiona Potter. Does she not look like Harry Potter? A frumpy Harry Potter. Frumpy Harry Potter. Frumpy Fiona. Frumpy Fiona Potter. She did throw right. She did throw that book. I think though, I don't think she intended to hit anybody. I think she was mad and threw it, and incidentally, it hit somebody. I think. I mean, obviously, that's not good. But what I'm getting at is that Martha actually on the show intentionally like shattered a glass over Richard's head. So I'm saying that because you're saying that some people say that, well, Fiona's way worse than Martha. I don't know because Martha got violent. Martha was bad. I mean, you need to go back and watch the show. She was absolutely bonkers. So let me ask this if I can clarify. Let's say this goes to trial and the jury votes in favor and Fiona wins the lawsuit. Isn't it then at that point up to the judge to decide what she wins, or does she automatically win the $120 million? Or would the judge decide if she should get the 120 million or a smaller amount, or if she should get something else? Okay, so you think Exhibit 69 is going to answer a lot of questions for me? Okay. See, that's so a judge could only rule for her to get $1. How would he justify that? Ruling her $1 opposed to 120 million. Because that is what I was thinking, that she is going to get this legal loophole and she's going to win something. But I'm thinking that if the judge gets all these testimonies, he's going to say, well, Fiona, this is what I would say as a judge. I would say, Netflix, you need to do a better job of conveying truthfulness from this point forward. You are guilty, but Fiona Harvey, in spite of Netflix's guilt, and maybe you have not been convicted, but you've only not been convicted because you have not been caught. I do believe you are guilty of stalking. So technically you weren't convicted, but since you are guilty, I rule in favor of you getting $10, not 120 million. Yeah, so maybe gives her maybe $30,000, $40,000 since she hasn't worked the last year. Oh, you've been dealing with this lawsuit for the last year. Okay. Well, what were you making before? What was a year's salary for you? That's what I'll give you. Oh, the attorney. How much was the attorney fee? Oh, $80,000. Okay. Well, it's probably a lot more than that. It's going to be a lot more than that, but I'm saying hypothetically. Okay. Well, I will rule that you have money to pay the attorney. So then the attorney and the judge is probably already friends in cahoots anyways. So the judge is probably like, yeah, I'll make sure she has enough to pay the attorney fees. Okay. And then Exhibit 74, that's 42 pages. Now I was able here. I'll show you. Let me see. pull this up. Okay. Okay. I am up to date all the way up to 74. I also have 78. I bought that document from Pacer Monitor. I don't have 75, 76, and 77. So if you have those, you can send those to me. Those are the only three documents. What's it? Yeah, the only three document numbers I don't have 75, 76, 77. So if you have those, send those. But earlier today, I was able to download 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, and 74. Yeah, I think they get a percentage. Yeah, because she doesn't have money to pay them. Yeah, I could see that. I think probably what they're doing is they're saying we're going to take a percentage of whatever you win. What's the gist of your lawsuit? I mean, unless you absolutely don't want to share, that's fine. Oof. Got to run the restroom again. That happens with my kidney. I am constantly running to the restroom. Well, when I drink stuff. So I'll be right back. Give me a minute. All right. Okay, so he's saying that you sent emails that you have not. Well, didn't he have to provide proof of the emails? So isn't that easy to, if you didn't send the emails, then what's the issue? Because if he's not showing them emails, then he's got no leg to stand on. All right, I think I'm going to go because I'm starting to feel lightheaded. But I've been up since like 3:30 a.m. It's 5:30 now. But I'll try to do another live stream soon. I may do one tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow or Monday. So just check on my page and I will do another one soon. All right. Well, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.